y'all, DaisyDreaming here again, and I appreciate you coming back to my channel. Today I would like to introduce you to a new Friday video that I am planning to start. It will be every Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you've watched my previous, I think 2 videos, I mentioned it in there. I got started and picked a build for this. So what I'll be doing on Fridays, for Flippin' Fridays, I will be taking builds from the worlds that come with the game. So like when you buy an expansion pack or whatever, and there's like 5 lots that already have builds on them and sometimes people on them or whatever. I will be taking those and flipping them as if the people who live in them have decided to upgrade or whatever. You know, those builds that come with those packs are usually just base game and then whatever pack they are, which makes sense. You know, some people will buy an expansion, but they won't buy all of them, you know, or whatever. So that you don't want to make a build with everything in them. So that's why they come a little bit bare. And I imagine it's also so that people can, you know, if you're not a builder, you might still want to decorate and you want to add a counter here or do your fancy bedroom that you saw in Good Housekeeping or something. I imagine that's why they do it. But, you know, they're bare and they're kind of simple and not all that attractive. So sometimes. Anyway, this build is Raffia Quinta. I hope I'm saying that right, Quinta. And it is in Oasis Springs. Now, if you follow me at all, you know that I do a Oasis Springs trailer park, and I am in the middle of building trailers for every lot in that world that will eventually be a save file. Been a hot minute since I did one of those. So obviously this will not be part of that. This will be separate from it. So this one, like I said, is Raffia Quinta and in Oasis Springs, and so it's base game. Now, and I did make this one base game only. I usually use the Holiday Pack 2 because that's free downloadable content, but this time it actually worked out that I didn't even have that in there, so it is absolutely 100% just base game. So it will not always be that way. I did have somebody recently go into my gallery and ask if I would make more base game builds, and it's a good point. I don't make them all that often. I feel like I do, but I don't know. I know I make a lot of base games in one pack typically, so maybe I don't have that many base games, but I don't know. Base game bores me. I have all the content, so I like to use it, but it's okay. It's a good challenge. I tell you, if you're looking for a challenge for your game, that's a good one. It's good to challenge yourself with one pack or a handful of packs, or, you know, base game only. The only other thing used in the build is NoCC art. That's no custom content art, and basically I have a little short on that if you want to look that up and see a tutorial on it. But real quick, that's just where you can go to the gallery, you can search for either hashtag NoCC art, or sometimes just the words themselves as item description works just fine. There are people who make these beautiful art pieces that look like they come with the game or whatever, but they don't, and I don't know the ins and outs of how exactly they do it. I know it requires the legacy version of Sims 4. That is posing a problem for some people, because if you are a Windows user and you don't have Origin, you no longer have that or have access to that. So I don't know what's going to happen in the future with that. Got off on a tangent there, sorry about that. But point is, you go in there and you download them, and their sim actually paints it so that when it's uploaded to the gallery, it's not seen as custom content because it was done within the game. There's exceptions to that. One of the exceptions, if they do it from a photo, which I don't believe that's the Legacy Edition, I think that's something completely different. But if they do it from a photo and you use the camera that comes with the Moschino pack, you have to have the Moschino pack for that to work. And I have also noticed that some people upload them, because you upload them as a room, and they will use a wall pattern or a floor pattern or something without thinking about it that is from another pack instead of base game. So sometimes it'll say, you know, it's this specific pack, and it's really just the wallpaper that they used on the thing. So anyway, it's just a long story, but you can get these beautiful paintings, and in this build I used some nursery art that I found, as well as one piece of kitchen art. That's what's in this build. It's basically just base game. The build itself, Raffia Quinta, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a cute modern build. Of the ones that come base game and in Oasis Springs, I find this one to be the better of some of them. Some of them are rough. But I mean, you know, that's kind of indicative of real life, isn't it? Some people have the money to get a nice place and some people just don't, and you just make do with what you got. I just basically just wanted to do this as a, I don't know, I just thought it would be a fun regular thing that I can do. Speed builds I can get done fairly quickly. Stop motion builds can take me a week, sometimes more, to complete, and I just find that I'm not putting out videos consistently. I'm not putting them out on specific days, and I feel like the YouTube algorithm just does not know what to do with me, which is completely understandable if I'm not doing that. If I had something something regular that I could put out the same time, the same day, every single week, eventually the algorithm would pick me up and recognize that that's something that I'm doing, and maybe I can get a little bit more watch time. Doesn't matter how many subscribers you have, what matters is the watch time, and little 15-minute videos, it's hard to get that up. There's plenty of Maxis built houses within the game. Anyway, this is Raffia Quinta. It's all base game, and as I said, not every week will be base game only, but I will mix it up, and sometimes it will be, and sometimes I may do like packs or kits only, which is probably going to tick off a lot of people because some people just really hate kits. I don't know, I'm probably still going to do it. So, and hopefully you will come back and see these every Friday. I won't always be talking on them. I just thought that this was kind of an introduction, and it wouldn't be so bad, but I would say that most of the time it'll probably have just like a little introduction and then just music, just because, you know, I've said it before, I don't know what to talk about for 15 minutes. I'm also tentatively considering a Saturday morning Hometopia Let's Play type of thing. I'm struggling a little bit with it because it could just be because it's still in early stages, it's still playtest mode, it's not the final product, but mine keeps crashing, like big time crashing. Like when it crashes, it messes up a whole bunch of stuff on my computer and I have to completely shut down and reboot. That's a little of aggravation, and I'd probably try it to do it this week, and then if it keeps doing that while I'm trying to record or whatever, I may just wait until that game comes out. But while I have early access, I really would like to play a few more times and get a better hang of it. I have actually played since my first impression, so if you watch that one, it was a little bear. Now I know what I'm doing. I honestly think, I don't know, maybe you'll agree with me, I feel like sometimes when you follow a tutorial, it makes it seem harder than it is, which, I mean, yay, thank you for having a tutorial. I wouldn't want them to not have one, but I do feel like you get in your own head or something and you think, oh, this is so difficult, and you follow it step by step, and it seems like it's a whole lot harder than it is, where you're really just building. And sure, it's going to be different in some ways to The Sims or for like Fixer Upper or whatever other building kind of game you play, so it's not going to be a whole lot different, but for that first impressions, I did kind of just want to follow the tutorial. So I have played it since, and it seems a whole lot easier, and I haven't built anything like a building from scratch or anything like that, and I actually haven't even done a freestanding room or anything yet. It may still be a little clunky for me to do those. So anyway, I was thinking about doing those one a week maybe, and putting those out on Saturday morning. That's still tentative, I'm not sure about that, but for now, Flippin' Fridays is a thing on my channel on Fridays Central Standard Time, that's USA, at 4 p.m. so I hope I see you then. I will obviously still be doing stop motion. It's what I enjoy, and that's not going to change, but like I said, a good one will take at least a week and a half altogether. That's build time and everything altogether, and that's just a long time. And it's I want to average at least a build a week, and I'm averaging maybe one every two, and sometimes more than that, and I just don't like how inconsistent it is. So I'm hoping that this will be a little bit more consistent. Anyway, that's the thinking behind that. I've said it before, I'm still working on them. I've got a couple of more builds that are coming. They will be stop motion. They are large lots. One of them is for the Shedford Hollow save file, and one of them is it's the 64 by 64 in Chestnut Ridge with the horse ranch. I am still just absolutely loving the horse ranch pack more than I ever thought that I would. I don't know why I love it so much, but the aesthetics and the build items and everything to me are just absolutely perfect, absolutely spot on. So I do have two builds in the works with that, but I have one that I'm almost done with, so it'll come soon. But all of my builds are on the gallery. My ID is DaisyDreaming, all one word. Some of my old videos say Daisy Dreams 1 because I had to get that one because it wouldn't change to DaisyDreaming even though I had changed it. And since they've done the gallery updates that they've been working on, it is suddenly working correctly. So that was a nice surprise to come in there one day and to actually see the name that I wanted used there. So, but it also stunk because I had done probably 20 videos at that time with Daisy Dreams 1 on there. So, but it's just Daisy Dreaming, one word. And I do try to put a hashtag Daisy Dreaming on every video so you can search me that way as well. Feel free to leave a comment. Absolutely, please subscribe if you can. You don't necessarily have to turn on notifications, but it's, sure would be nice if you did, but just to subscribe would be lovely, and then that way you can see when I have new videos. I hope you have enjoyed this installment of Flippin' Fridays, and I hope you come back for more. This is Daisy Dreamin' signing off for now, but I do hope you enjoy the rest of this build video, and I hope to see you next week.